続きましてお二人目をご紹介いたします H.Rosen さんです。よろしくお願いいたします。
Good morning, everyone. My name's Daniel H.Rosen, and I am the creative director of a small agency that I created myself called Tokyo Dex. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about art and empowerment. That is the power that I think art has to change our lives. And I'm a good example because I grew up thinking of myself as not an artist at all, but then I sat down at the potter's wheel about 20 years ago, and these are some of the first early works that I was making at the University of Hawaii in Manoa. And then later, I got a scholarship to study at Tama Art University, and you can see my artwork changed quite a bit. Tamabi is the one place that encourages students to make work that is not traditional, to use clay as a contemporary art form. And you can see I took that direction quite seriously. By the way, some of you might recognize that space is actually Super Deluxe, the home of Pechakcha. So on opening night, I invited people to actually walk into my installation and walk on the tiles and break them and change my installation. And I realized that it's just as powerful sometimes to let people experience art and to see the process of making art as it is to show them a finished piece. So while I was still a student at Tamabi, I hooked up with these guys called Rinpa Eishidan that were doing something called motion painting. And the idea was that we would capture the process of making art in video. And here I was starting to use clay as a way of doing performance art. And this is on the set of one of our first videos that you can see if you go to our YouTube page. In 2006, we released our first videos on YouTube. They went super viral, and we started getting job offers from all over the world. And this is a photo of us doing an installation live in Beijing at an art fair. And when you get home, please look up Rinpa Eishidan videos. It's much more interesting in video form. After I finished my PhD at Tamabi, I started my own artist collective, Tokyo Dex. And one of our first large-scale projects was for Red Bull. We did a canvas cooler project where we matched 20 artists with 20 cool cafes around the city. And some of these cafes, they didn't want a branded refrigerator, but they did want one-of-a-kind artwork. So we found a niche here. This is the CBRE office in Tokyo. CBRE is a real estate company from America that you may know, and we helped them transform their space into something really special. And because CBRE is such a giant in the real estate world, we started getting a lot of orders to come in and do murals for office spaces. This is a space in Akihabara called Epic, and this is an artist called Dragon76 who's hard at work on this space. The shacho for Epic was a big fan of the Odyssey and the Iliad, so he asked us to make something literally epic from the epic story. And the finished mural is about 6 meters across, and it took 6 days to complete. So I want you to think about what you might feel like working in an environment where this was your backdrop as opposed to a regular office wall. And we've heard from many people that having artwork in their art space completely transforms the way that they do work and their motivation. 2 years ago, when to celebrate the Berlin Wall coming down, the German embassy asked us to do something special, so we did graffiti on their outside walls of the German embassy. Believe it or not, we had permission to do this, but I still thought we were going to get arrested while we were doing it. This is the German ambassador admiring the finished piece. You can go see it in Hiro. The embassy liked what we did so much that they invited us to curate artwork every year, and we have new pieces up there in Hiro if you want to stop by. This was supposed to come down in 6 months, but it's still there. In 2013, Tokyo Dex began an ongoing program called the Artist Caravan Project, and we brought over 30 artists and musicians and staff to Kesunuma to help add color to a community that had been devastated by the Tohoku earthquake in 2011. Over the course of 5 days, we painted 3 murals in 3 locations that were significant to the community. This is a space that was used to house volunteers, and we also repainted an oyster plant that had been rebuilt. We did workshops with kids in the community who helped us complete our murals, and we did a finale concert at the end when the project was complete. We've been doing the Artist Caravan project for 3 years now. Last year we went to Ofunato in Iwate. This is actually a danchi that was immersed. The whole first level of this space was covered in water after the quake. and everything inside was destroyed. But the next slide, you can see how it actually looks now. This is that same Danchi that's been transformed into a space called the Ofunato Telework Center, which is a place both for locals of Ofunato to gather and use the high-tech place to reach out to the world, and also a place where people who are visiting can come and use this as a co-working exchange office. This is another room of the Telework Center featuring art by the artist duo Whole Nine. This is one of my favorite pieces ever created. And in the future, we'd like to take the artist Caravan not just to Tohoku, but to any community that is in need of revitalization, because we really believe in the power of the arts to transform space. The last thing I want to talk to you about today is women's empowerment through the arts. Tokyo Dex, in celebration of Women's Day, which is on March 8th, is doing a female emerging artist show called Blossom Blast at the Ultra Super New Gallery in Harajuku from March 1 through 16th. And the number of practicing artists in Japan, female artists, is still smaller than the number of men. And of course, just like the global worldwide problem, women are paid less for their work in the arts as well. So this exhibition is designed to celebrate female ambition and showcase some of the amazing women artists that are making a mark in the Tokyo art scene. And this is work from an artist called Mako Puri. The last one was from Rika Shimazaki, both participating. And I want you to know I am not the lead curator on this. I thought it was really important to have a woman's perspective on this. So my colleague Miki Saito, who might be here, yeah, she's in the back, you can talk to her about the show as well. 以上です。今日は英語で発表させていただきましたが、実は僕は長年日本におりまして、日本語もできますので、終わってからお気軽に英語でも日本語でも声をかけていただければと思います。どうもありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。では私から日本語で質問をさせていただきたいと思いますけれども、すごくですね、いろんな取り組み、例えばその地元の子どもたちと一緒にアートをやるとか、面白い取り組みだなと思っておりますが、例えばそのどういう場所でどんなアートをやるのか、結構さまざまなものが出てきていると思いますけれども、そのインスピレーションっていうのはどこからやってくるんでしょうか。
難しい質問ですね、朝から。ですね、呼ばれたところに行きます。っていうのは本当に英語で We bring art to unexpected places だから意外なところにはアートを持っていきたくてもうこの部屋でも僕はもう壁がもう見えてるんでぜひよろしくお願いしますみたいな感じで
チャンスがあればどこへでもということですね。
そうですね。
はい、ありがとうございました。
こちらこそどうもありがとうございます。